Be sharing with you how I like to apply more fuller coverage foundation, particularly for those of you who have normal to oily skin and you're looking to get rid of some discoloration, redness, scarring, acne, age spots, all that kind of stuff. This is going to be the Minute with Mary video for you. I also need your opinion. Should I become an extra on Hocus Pocus 2? Because it's being filmed right here in Rhode Island. Do me a favor and put hashtag hello lovely right down in those comments below. I'm going to make sure that I come back and say a little hello to you all as well. For fun, you can even put a little pumpkin emoji if you think that I should be going on out for this wonderful, exciting film adventure going on in Rhode Island. I don't know. I'm going to tell you the pros, the cons, and I'm going to see how I feel about it. So as I said, come on in, keep me company. I'm really, really pumped to do today's makeup with you. I've got some fun things planned today. And generally, I do more of a lighter coverage, lighter to medium coverage. But this month, it is all about learning about foundations. And I know that my needs aren't necessarily your needs. So I'm trying to share with you all the different types and the uses for these different types. So today, I am going to be utilizing my spray foundation. I do have a foundation sale this month. Only in September. You get 30% off your primer, concealer, foundation, and setting product all bundled together. A lot of those products, the primer, setting product, and concealer, they're going to last you the better part, if not the entire year. Your foundation, you do want to have a summer foundation shade and a winter foundation shade. Plus, you may have different needs. You know, your skin may be more normal in the summer and a bit more dry in the winter. That's what I'm here for. I am here to help you out. I want to be your makeup girl. This is, in addition to podcasting, in addition to raising my kids, I love to help people feel more confident when it comes to their makeup. You can buy stuff online. You can buy stuff just at your drugstore. You can go to the makeup counter or your beauty store and buy your makeup there, but it's not as personal. You may not get the same person every single time. You may not necessarily get the right follow-up. I want to be your beauty girl. So even though you're just seeing me on your phone screen or on your computer screen or whatever, know that I'm a real person. I want to make sure that you feel fabulous in your makeup, and everything on my site comes with a love it guarantee. If you put it on and it doesn't look right, first off, I want to help you troubleshoot and see if you're applying it correctly, see if there's little tweaks that we can do, and still if it's not right, I make sure you get 100% of your money back because you work too hard for your money. All right, let's start things off. Enough of my blabbering. As I said, do me a quick little favor, put hashtag hello lovely, let me know where you're tuning in from. So if you have mature skin, if you're 35 plus and you're starting to get some fine lines, your pores are getting a little bit bigger, it's what happens with age, girlfriends. It's okay, we're all there. I am going to give you an extra little suggestion. If you want it to be really long lasting, we're going to actually use setting spray as our first step. I've already applied it. I did want it to dry a little bit before I came on. So setting spray, this will last you, no joke, a year. You just spritz your whole face and you're good to go. This is my setting spray sandwich when I'm trying to do fuller coverage foundation, meaning that there's going to be a bit more layers on my face. I like to start off with a bit firmer of a situation going on for my face. So if that is setting spray, then that's what it is, my friend. So setting spray, I let that dry. And then I'm going to go in with primer. So primer fills in your pores and your fine lines, those things that sometimes foundation can pool inside of, or we're like, wow, this foundation actually just made my skin look worse. A, we need to get you a foundation that makes your skin look fabulous. But B, we want to make sure that there's primer. Primer is going to act like the Velcro for your makeup. Also, as I said, filling in those little divots inside your face so that the foundation can sit on it properly. Now, I have a hydrating primer for those of you with dry skin. I have a mattifying primer for those of you with more oily skin. And I do also have this really cool prime and set powder, which can be either your primer or your setting product option in my Flawless for September bundle. If you're someone who wants to also get setting spray and you want to have a matte finish, I would get these two. I would get this as your primer, the Prime and Set powder, and then your setting spray as your setting product. If you're someone who doesn't necessarily want the setting spray, you can choose, if you wanted this as your setting product, you could do that instead, or the Behold setting powder. All right, enough of my jibber jabbering. You're like, Mary, I don't even know what you're talking about. let's get some primer on my face. So right now my skin is a little bit more on the oily side. I've had a nice, wonderful, humid summer. My skin is really, really hydrated. It's warm outside, so I don't even want to call it oily. I almost want to call my face a little sweaty at times. So I'm going to go for more of a mattifying option. I'm either going to do the Prime and Set powder or the mattifying primer. I'm going to go for this one right here. When you're working with primer, you just want to take a small amount and start in the center of your face and then blend it out. I like to apply most of the product right where my problem zones are. So I've got fine lines around my face, my mouth. I've got pores right here that start to get pretty big. When I wear my glasses, I need a little extra grip on the bridges of my nose. And then I want to make sure that, of course, the makeup is staying on my forehead. Now, before I did this, I did make sure that I had my proper skincare going on. So I can't see any comments, friends. I'm worried. I'm worried that you're here and like I'm not able to see anything. So I'm going to make sure that I am on in the right place. If you are watching this, do me a favor and say hello, Mary, because I don't know. I don't know if it's working. Sometimes Facebook gets a little crazy and it gets a little funky with me. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I don't see myself. I do not see myself. Do you see me? Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. All right, let me try one more place. And if you are there and you are writing, I apologize. As I said, Facebook sometimes just gets I am live. I am there. I see me in one place. So there we go. Thank you, Sandy. I'm like, I see people watching, but I can't see who it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Sandy and Jennifer and Renee. Thank you. Phew, heart attack averted. There we go. Look at this. Hello, Friday. I gave up caffeine last year, and I've had to get back into it a little bit this year. Goodness gracious. All right, thank you. All right, so let's get down to business. So primer. I'm putting on the mattifying primer. I also like that, as I said, particularly the mattifying or the prime and set if you have larger pores. If you have larger pores, that's going to be your option. If your skin is more dry and flaky, I would go for the hydrating primer. All right, so I'm letting that sit in my skin. Hello, Rachel. Thank you so much. When you apply primer, you need to let it sit for a couple of minutes. Otherwise, it's just going to get mixed up into your foundation and neither are actually going to look right. So I put the primer on and then I do my eyes. Maybe you're someone who's more of a basic eye person and you don't necessarily want to do your eyes. Go brush your teeth. Go brush your hair. Go put your pants on. Just know that for primer to do its thing, it needs time to sit. All right, yesterday I did a more light coverage foundation. I chose a concealer that was my skin tone, okay? So I chose this concealer for around my eyes. If you're going more light coverage, if you're just trying to put makeup on the top half of your face and you're wearing a mask, honestly, getting a concealer that matches your skin tone is perfect. But if you're trying to do fuller coverage foundation and you want to add some highlighting and brightening in, you are going to want to go 1 to 2 shades lighter than your foundation shade. I am doing complementary skin tone skin matching, color matching this month. You just want to message me sooner rather than later, as I'll tell you what, for some reason, I get so many people who end up wanting to jump on my special, who end up wanting to get their color match, and they message me at the very end of the month, and I'm on my phone until like midnight every single night color matching people. So do yourself and me a favor. If this is something, even if you don't necessarily know that you want foundation right now, if you want to be just color matched, just so that way you do know in the future, let me know. Send me a message and say, Mary, I would please like to be color matched. The other cool thing when you're color matched is you'll actually know what blushes and what lipsticks actually go great with your skin type. So here is how I'm currently putting on concealer. Now my concealer is different than a lot of your more cheap or poorly made concealers. It actually has skincare built inside of it. It doesn't mean you skip your skincare. Just means that if you're serious about your skincare, if you want your skin to look as youthful and as plump and hydrated and as anti-aging as possible, you do want to have a good skincare routine and skincare infused into your makeup. So my Concealer has caffeine and ginseng in it, which is going to really help kind of like perk and work on the bags issue. As you can see, it is very, very full coverage, so it really helped get rid of the discoloration, and it is light. It is a lighter shade because I'm trying to highlight a little bit. I'm going to do that on the same shade on the other eye. This is my lightest shade, so if you are a fair colored folk, if I've color matched you and I have told you you are either scarlet or organza, this is your concealer shade for brightening. It is called Marquisette. It is very, 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 very light. But I like it for highlighting for my paler folks. I am one of the paler folks when I am not self-tanned, and I am not self-tanned right now. I've got all of my summertime discoloration going on, the flush, the freckles, the freckle mustache, my age spots, but you can tell by my neck that that my skin is still very light. I do wear sunscreen every single day, but it just gets a little bananas. So when you're trying to brighten and highlight, as I said, you do want to do 1 to 2 shades lighter. Rachel says about the new foundation with serum. Are the colors the same as we'd wear in the stick foundation? Yes. Yes, Rachel. Hi, Teresa. Thank you so much for tuning in. So this is how I'm putting my concealer on. I'm bringing it a little bit on the sides of my nose. It's going to actually help slim down my nose. You can use your fingers to blend this part of the concealer out. I'm not putting massive amounts of concealer here, as that's more the areas where you're getting your fine lines and your crow's feet. When it comes to concealer, conceal the areas that are dark. Conceal the areas that you're trying to highlight. Don't just go hog wild and smother it all over here. You can see I don't have dark purple over here. Now I've got a little extra here, so I might add an extra little smidge, but really kind of focus on the areas where the discoloration is. Generally, this area of your eye doesn't have necessarily all of the fine lines. Sometimes it is dry. I will say that. So I have had some friends who've reached out, and I've seen some people who more have like a crepiness, texture, dryness. We're really going to make sure that you're using an eye cream there, that you're hydrating right before you apply your makeup, and that also you can use a damp blending bud. What I would do is you can still use the same concealer, get a damp blending bud, spritz it with setting spray, okay, and then you pat it like this, and that's going to add hydration, and it's also going to lock it in place in the process so that that way it won't budge and get all crepey. So that's a little tip for you. I do find that when I do the blending bud, it lifts a little bit of the product up, so you may need to apply a little extra product beforehand or during. So just a little heads up. Even though the sponge is damp, and when it's damp, it means that it's not as absorbent. It still does pick up a wee bit of product, which you might like. You might like it to do that. All right. Yes, it is. Yeah, Rachel, and as you know, 100% guarantee. You get to try it on out, see if you like it. Everyone who's gotten it so far is like loving it, particularly my friends who have had difficulties with foundations. I'm lucky that I can honestly wear almost all of our foundations, not even almost. I can wear all of our foundations. I've worked really, really hard on my skincare. I've got a normal skin, not combination. But for friends who have more of an oily composition, friends who have really dry composition, sometimes, you have to really find the right one that suits you. Everyone so far is loving my new Liquid Touch serum. It has like tons and tons of serum built inside of it, including sodium hyaluronic. So hyaluronic acid is what is naturally being made in our bodies, and it helps us with the plumpness. And as we get older, we start to make less of it, and that's why our pores get bigger, we get more fine lines, our skin texture just kind of loses that youthful plumpness to it. And so we want to add it back in our skincare, in our foundations. And my new Liquid Touch Plus foundation, which I'm getting supposedly September 14th, I don't know why shipping has been so slow to me here. Maybe it's because we are shooting Hocus Pocus 2 and everyone's shipping Halloween goodies to their house to get decorated for fall early. I don't know. But it will be here, and I will be giving you a full demonstration when it does get here. But what I can tell you is that the new serum foundation, it has sodium hyaluronic in it, which is a smaller molecule than hyaluronic acid. It still does the same thing, but it means that it's going to absorb into your face quicker. So when you're putting on that makeup, it actually is really working the skincare benefits at the same time. It has amazingly long wear. It's very, very lightweight, so you don't feel like you have a thick cakiness to it. So when I get it, I promise you I'm going to be showing it off and telling you all about it. All right, so now I look a little crazy, right? I've got this like bright eye look going on. My primer has had enough time to kind of set in my skin, but I am just going to take care of my eyes for a little bit. I'm going to be using my liquid eyeshadow in the limited edition shade Misty. It's a beautiful kind of gray shade. What I love about the liquid eyeshadows is you can apply it and either blend it with your finger. You can blend it with a soft blending brush. You do want to work one eye at a time. All right, so let's talk about Hocus Pocus 2, shall we? I'm really, really excited about this. So Hocus Pocus, of course, the all-time favorite of Halloween movies extraordinaire. Are you a Hocus Pocus fan? First, I need to know that. Um, it's just been, a cult classic. People absolutely love it this time of year. Just absolutely fun. Lots of different memes and quotes come from that film. And they've always talked about, wouldn't it be fun if we had a Hocus Pocus 2? Well, my friends, the Halloween gods have spoken, and it's being made right now, and I'm super, super excited about it. The film and television industry took such a hit during the panorama. That's what I call the recent times that we've been in, rather than the pandemic, the panorama. Just as I said, the television and film industry, just either they had to shut down completely, or, the precautions have made things very difficult. So studios and film agencies are still being very, very careful. I do know for Hocus Pocus 2, which, as I said, it's being filmed in my state, they are requiring that all extras be fully vaccinated. There's going to be like daily COVID checks and all these different things going on. And you are masked right until the cameras start rolling. So here's the scoop with Hocus Pocus 2. They are filming in the Providence area of Rhode Island, and they are taking people of all different ages. They are particularly looking for males who have long hair, which leads me to believe they're going to be, that's like the old-fashioned times. So I don't know if it's going to be like the Sanderson sisters flashback kind of stuff, like more about them from those age, because obviously the actresses are older, like significantly older than when they recorded Hocus Pocus 1. So they want men with long hair, and they're shooting it here in Rhode Island in October. So quintessential New England. The leaves will be changing. It's going to be gorgeous. They are also filming for 1 or 2 days at one of our beautiful parks. And they're actually building right now the structure of like an old-timey village, like what Salem would have looked like, back when the witch trials were happening. And for those of you who don't know, I live an hour and 15 minutes away from Salem. So when I try to explain to people who don't really know where Rhode Island is, it's the size of a postage stamp. It's easy to miss. We are an hour from Boston, and we are 3 hours from New York. So if we were in one of the bigger states, I'd probably be able to say, like, I live in New York, or I live in Boston. But we have a very distinct kind of culture. Rhode Islanders have our own accent. We've got our own little quirks. So what's really cool is that there are a lot of historic villages near us. All right. Brittany says, yes, Tim's hair is long enough right now. Oh my gosh, Brittany, is he gonna do it? Are you guys gonna try out for extras? Oh my gosh. So, all right, that was Misty. And now I'm going to move on. I have let the primer sit on my face. I've gabbed long enough, and I am going to be using my Fuller Coverage Spray Foundation today. Give it a good shake. All right, so Hocus Pocus 2 is also looking for people who can dance. And I loved how they put it on the website. It's like, are you a dancer? Do you like to dance? Does dancing make you happy? And I'm like, well, I'm not a dancer, but I do like to dance. Dancing does make me happy, so I don't know. Does that count for me? So I'm going in right now with the spray foundation on the center of my face. When you're working with Fuller Coverage Foundation, or really any foundation in general, I want you to start applying it in the areas that you need it most, particularly in the center of your face, and then blend it out. We've all seen those people, God bless them, who look like they're wearing a mask of makeup. They have a pretty dramatic line of makeup on their face. This is how you don't do that, okay? You put the most product right in the center, and you blend it out. The spray foundation does dry quickly. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to blend a little bit more seamlessly into my neck area and kind of tone down some of the coloring in my face without being too pale. Hi Ruth, how are you? So you can see all of my freckles and age spots and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so they're looking for men who have long hair, who probably will be able to wear more old-timey, outfits. That's what I'm assuming. They're looking for people who enjoy or are good at dancing. They are looking especially for individuals. This one was interesting for me, and I couldn't figure out what it meant, so maybe all of our brains combined can figure it out. They're particularly looking for individuals who are between the ages of 18 and 22. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know if it's college that they're going after, because obviously the Sanderson sisters need children to stay alive and youthful. So that'll be interesting. I don't know if they're going to be taking these 18 to 20-year-olds and casting them more as high schoolers. I don't know. But I'm super excited. So yeah, I don't know if I want to apply to be a an extra. So you can see I'm just doing like a little spritz. I'm doing like one at a time. Wasn't it women? Was it women 18 to 22? I don't know. I think it was anybody 18 to 22. And particularly there, as I said, they're and they'll take anybody, Brittany. So if you wanted to do it together as a little couples activity, you can. Obviously, I'm not 18 to 22. So that's not gonna work. But I think I can apply just to be a regular basic extra. They did also say if you had like extra skills, and one of the things they said is, do you play an instrument? So I don't know. Like in the original movie, there was obviously that dance. So now what I'm doing is I'm going back where I want a little extra fuller coverage, because this is buildable. So I did like a nice little medium layer all over the face, blending out from the center out. And now I'm going in for the areas where I want fuller coverage. You do not need to put on mounds and mounds and mounds of makeup, my friends, all over your face. You really just want to add that extra attention where you've got the areas of concern, okay? So if you've got a rosacea breakout or age spots or things like that, add a little extra foundation there and then blend it out. You really want as much of your natural skin to shine through. Now, if you're someone who says, girlfriend, none of my natural skin looks good, then don't worry, we have great full coverage foundations to really help you feel confident no matter what. That's my whole goal. I just want you to feel confident and fabulous. Speaking of which, I do. So I went more, I still have a few of my freckles shining through. Do I want to fully cover them? I love my freckles. I just do. Do any of you love your freckles? See, and that's it, Rachel. I was like, I play a musical instrument, so I am. I'm going to go a little bit more and cover up these ones. These ones right here, I think they're more age spots. They do not bring me joy. I'm going to Maria Kondo them. Do you like this little scratch? I honestly don't remember where I got it. I don't know if it was my cat. I don't know if it was a bush or something, but nonetheless, it is what it is. So yeah, so they had a thing saying, can you play instruments? So what I'm envisioning, of course, like another sing-along dance thing, and maybe I could be one of the musicians. I doubt they would actually have me play. It'd be more like I could hold an instrument and kind of, and look like I know what I'm doing and kind of like dance around. So here are the pros. Pros to being in Hocus Pocus 2 as an extra. Hello, that is so cool. Like, I love Hocus Pocus. I absolutely love it. I don't know. Another pro, it's happening right here in the Ocean State. It's not even like I need to travel to Boston. It's not like I need to go far. It's literally right here. So it's super duper convenient. I love when there are special things in Rhode Island. Like, I just want to be like the biggest advocate for this state, where I want to be like, this is so cool and I'm going to do it. So that is really neat. I love playing dress up, and if I could wear like either old-timey clothes or get like some like funky things, because they'd have to dress you, that would be super duper fun. You're right, anyone 18 to 22, that'd be so fun if you got to be a musician in the movie. I know. So here are some cons. Okay, so all of that is cool. Like, let's be real, being in Hocus Pocus 2 would be cool. Being an extra in movies is fun. I have been an extra in 2 or 3 films. Fun. Definitely fun. I am now going to take that concealer and highlight a little more now on top. When you add concealer below, it doesn't pop as much. And when you add your concealer on top, it does pop a little bit more. So now I'm going to do a little bit more down here, and I'm going to do a little lift in this area. So bear with me, my friends. And once again, this is the shade Marquisette, and it is the lightest shade. It is for my fellow pale friends. And I'm just kind of blending it out, and I will use my blending bud in a moment. Okay, so here are some cons, because as I said, the pros list, super duper long, super exciting, and I have been an extra before. So here's what I can tell you though from being an extra before. It can be a little tiring. It's a lot of like, hurry up and wait. Which, for those of you who don't know me, patience is not my virtue. So I am not a fan of hurry up and wait, hurry up and be quiet and wait. Oh my gosh, like that's, God bless my teachers, like, and the fact that I did well in my grades, because I just wasn't patient and I didn't want to have to sit and be quiet all the time. So for me to have to sit and be quiet on a movie set, not great, Bob. The days are traditionally 12 hours long. So if your call time is 6 in the morning, let's see, since it's going to be fall, it'll be more in October. So they probably will be starting, like 7 or 8 and getting people into costume and makeup if they're doing any of that kind of stuff. But then it goes potentially 12 hours long. And so you could be there all that time, which would mean that I have to figure out pickup for my kids. And, I'd have to be working around some of my other obligations. 12-hour days on a movie set are long and grueling, and then you gotta be, when the camera's on, you gotta be ready to go. If I'm playing my saxophone, I gotta be like, oh man, I've had so much energy. So, I don't know if it's paid. Brittany, you can tell me. I don't know if it's paid. Part of me thinks no, but maybe it depends upon your position. Traditionally, in the extra roles that I've been in, they've been unpaid. It's more just bragging rights, and you get excited when you see like half of your face on screen. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. But I'd love to know your thoughts and what you would do if you had the opportunity to be in Hocus Pocus 2. All right, so I've got the spray foundation on my face. I used my kabuki brush to apply it. We talked about how you want to work in the center of your face and then blend out. You apply your foundation, center of the face, blend out, and then you go back in and you spot treatment the areas that you still are not super confident about and you want a little bit more coverage. Rather than going hog wild and putting it all over your face, this is the way to do it to let as much as your natural skin shine through. Then we talked about highlighting. So I am going to show you a couple other places that I like to highlight. Highlighting kind of like brings attentions to areas and brings things forward. So I like to go down the center of my face a smidge with my concealer. It is paid, says Brittany. Ooh, okay, all right. I mean, not like that really makes a difference. My biggest thing is the 12-hour day. Isn't that terrible? I don't know. We'll see. Because I don't know what kind of clothes I'm going to be in. Like, am I going to be uncomfortable? But I got to tell you, the fact that it's Hocus Pocus 2, it's making it lean so much towards the pros list. Being that I'm an entrepreneur and I do get to have a flexible schedule, it makes it like, push a little bit more towards the pro list. Like maybe I really should be doing this. All right, so I highlighted down the center of my face, just adding a bit of a lighter color. I brightened below my eyes a little bit. The other area that I sometimes like to highlight is actually underneath my cheekbones. This is a fun little tip for you, is just like under here. So I'm going to contour here, but kind of down here, you can take your lighter concealer or even a lighter foundation, and it's almost like the opposite of contouring. If you're someone who has been having a difficult time contouring, but you really want to make your cheekbones stand out a little bit, actually add a little bit of your lighter color, your winter shade foundation, or a little bit of your lighter concealer down there, and it will do the same thing. It will help make that optical illusion. Rachel says, you should totally do it. Janine says, do it. Oh my goodness. I will talk with Blake. I will definitely talk with Blake. Blake is such a supportive man. I'm really, really so fortunate that I could be like, hey, I want to do this completely outrageous, hysterical thing. And he'd be like, okay, it brings you joy. Go for it. So, we will see. We will see. And if I do, I of course will be reporting back and letting you all know what it's like. The other con, here's another con when you're an extra in a movie, is putting in all that blood, sweat, and tears, all that energy, all that time, and then you don't even make it on the screen. Oh man, oh man. So just know that if you are in Rhode Island and you are thinking about going, that is always a possibility as well. Oh, thank you, Rachel. Thank you. All right, so this full coverage foundation was brought to you through Spray Foundation. I'm doing complimentary color matches all month long. You do want to get your color match done sooner rather than later. If you have textured skin, crepiness, fine lines, texture from scarring, things like that, one of the things that I recommend at this point is actually to go in with that spray foundation, spray your face, and then take that damp blending bud and just kind of gently pat. What this does is it gently presses it into your skin and really melds it beautifully. Everyone does not need to do this, but particularly for those of you who have a hard time with your foundation laying nicely on your skin, this is an extra little step that I would recommend. I feel like everyone can use setting spray, and it lasts you a year, so can't go wrong with that. Janine says the energy of a set, though, would be so fun, like backstage during theater. I know. Like, I know it would be so fun. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of that liquid eyeshadow and smoke out below my under eye. So I think from what I can see, everyone here is saying do it. There's been no nays. Nobody has said no. They do also have roles for children. So I might just apply for my kids too. Obviously, if my kids were on set, they would not be allowed to be, there for like a 12-hour day. But if the Sanderson sisters need to eat need to like cook up and eat the kids' souls, maybe my kids could be extras. I don't know. They obviously like wouldn't have speaking roles and stuff. Those things are all taken care of, but I don't know. We're gonna see. We will see. I'll bring that up with Blake. I think he'd be more apt to like me just doing it, but I could ask the kids, hey, do you want to be in a movie? Because this is going to be a big movie. You know what I mean? Like, even if they aren't shown, they would be like, yeah, I remember, like, I was in that scene and I was standing behind that bucket of hay, like, whatever. So we're going to see. It's all super duper exciting, though. I will say that having such a big production that is a sequel to such a well-loved movie, it's just adding all of this excitement in the Ocean State, and I'm pretty pumped. So I took that eyeshadow and I just kind of smoked around my eyes. I am going to take a little bit of Dip and Draw eyeliner and add that to the upper portion of my eyelids. My kids would love it, right, Janine? I think I'd be nervous about them missing school, which, like, that's the teacher in me talking. I'd be nervous about them missing school, particularly so early in the school year. So I don't know if any of the kids' stuff, if they would focus more on doing it on the weekends. But it's something that, like, it doesn't hurt to apply and see what they have. If I say, like, hey, it's me and my kids, and by the way, I play an instrument, like, whatever, the worst that can happen is either they say, no, none of you are a good fit, or if they say, okay, you're a great fit, but you need to pretty much, give us all of your free time, and it won't be worth it, then we say, no, thank you. So it'll be exciting. It's funny, the people who show up for extras, though, you get a really good mix of people. If you remember back to the days of American Idol auditions on TV, because now everything is much nicer, but do you remember the days of American Idol auditions where, like, the producers are almost mean with how they would show the variety of people that came, and you'd sit there as a viewer being like, is this real life? Like, are people really like this? Yes, honey, those people really exist. As someone who went to 2 American Idol auditions and, worked one of the X Factor auditions, yes, people are really like that. It's not everybody, but you get a whole bunch of people. So what I'm saying too is that being an extra in a movie, I'm going to see a lot of different personalities. I'm going to see some people who are like me. I'm going to see some people who, are a little yumpy, as Uncle Vernon says. You made them all yumpy. I'm taking a little bit of a darker color foundation to contour my face. So when you do more medium to fuller coverage foundation, you do want to contour. Contouring adds back the dimension and shadows. So I'm going to break on down for you the areas that I just did, because you might be like, Mary, why are you drawing that color on your face? So when you go underneath your cheekbone, you can wiggle your fingers, you can feel that little crevice. This is going to make your cheekbones pop, add that dimension, slim your face, and give you a little bit of a lift. If you have a forehead that fits 4 fingers or more, you want to go around your hairline and down the sides here. That's going to help shrink a little bit of the viewing space of your forehead. If you've got a 3 head or a 2 head, Don't worry about that. If you have a little bit wider of a nose, you can actually see where your natural shadow is and then draw lines in a little bit sooner, and that will help slim the look of your nose. You can even do it at the end of your nose to make it look like your nose is a little shorter. If you want your lips to look fuller, go right under here with your contouring shade, and that's going to act like a faux shadow to make it look like your pout is a little bit bigger. And then if you want to go underneath your jawline here, that will help make sure that your jawline looks a little bit more structured, a little slimmer, get rid of anything if you have like a little double chin. So I do not do all of this every single day, but I do appreciate and know that a lot of you do want to have more fuller coverage foundation, whether it's for every day or for special occasions. And I do want you to know when you do that fuller coverage, you will look like Casper or a blank, white sheet of paper unless you add the dimension and color back. So Rachel says, oh, how cool. Apply and see what happens. You can always turn it down if needed. I know. That's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm leaning. Like, there's no fear in applying. Heck, I could even just, do some recordings and some Instagram reels and videos to show you what it's like for the application process and everything. And it won't be too big of a time commitment. You know what I mean? I'm not like on the production team. I've worked in movies before. So generally, you're only there for a couple of days. They film a scene over a couple of days, and, that would really be it. So it would probably be like a couple of 12-hour shifts if it were for me. And if it were for my kids, it might be, 2 days, 2 afternoons or 2 days, depending upon what they were in. Allison says 2.5 head with a widow's peak, no forehead contour for me. That's right. If you only can fit 2.5 fingers, exactly. You will not be contouring that head. Plus heavy bangs. I don't even see my eyebrows anymore. Oh no. Oh no, Allison. But I do love heavy bangs. Rachel says the type 7 is me. Type 7 for the Enneagram is all in it and encourage you wholeheartedly. What's so funny is I don't think I'm a 7. I think I used to be a 7. Can you switch your Enneagram type? Because I think I was a Tigger. Isn't Tigger an Enneagram 7? Yes, Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. That is who I'm referencing. I was like always up for spontaneity, and I always wanted to do everything. I'm just taking my foundation brush and blending so that there are no harsh edges. This is one of the key tips. I did not blend out my nose. Thank goodness I did that. Is you never want to have any harsh lines from any of your makeup, either foundation or eyeshadow. You just want to let it all kind of blend seamlessly together. But that added warmth, that added dimension, it helps slim down my face, added a little bit of a lift. Let's go in with a wee bit of blush. I've been chatting so long to you all, so thank you for keeping me company, by the way, as I'm trying to make this decision. Tigger is totally a 7, yes. I'm going to wear this beautiful plum shade called Surreal. All of these, of course, are available at minutewithmary.com. We've got that awesome foundation special. I cannot stress it enough. If I have not color matched you, please, please, please send me a message saying, Mary, please color match me. Whether you're interested in foundation right now or not, I want you to know your color tone. I want you to know your undertone. It makes such a world of difference when you're applying other makeup types too. So yeah, I'm feeling that I may be an Enneagram 2 currently. Honestly, I think a lot of it changed since I became a parent. So I don't know if Enneagrams can change. I have to take the test a few more times. Blake is a 5 for any of you fellow Enneagram lovers, but I haven't perfectly found myself. I frequently lean towards a 2. But in my soul, I think I used to be a 7. So maybe that means I need to be looking more at 7, 8, 9s and seeing what those are about and seeing if I'm actually on that side of the spectrum. But I love doing personality types. There's also, color personalities, and I'm a blue. So when there's blue, red, green, and yellow for color personality options, I'm a blue. I have most friends are yellows. Allison thinks she's a 4. Very cool. Very, very cool. So we will see. We will see. And I think that that's why, Rachel, being that I think I'm an Enneagram 2, I think I'm worried if I do this, now that I'm a mom, what's going to happen with my kids' pickup schedule? What's going to happen with my kids' dinner? Am I going to be disrupting? No, I just signed my kids up for soccer for the first time. I don't want to inconvenience anybody. So let me know if you think that's more of a 2 thing. All right. So we've got my my contouring on. This is just a fluffy, clean brush. Once again, I'm just trying to blend. Whenever you add a new product, try to make sure you blend a little bit. I applied it above the contour area, once again in this kind of like upward diagonal motion. It gives a beautiful lift to the face, and I even do a little bit right around here above my eyebrows. I find it looks good on me. I find it looks natural, so I do it. If you don't like that kind of blush application, don't worry about it. There's tons of different ways to apply blush. I will say my application has changed as I've gotten older. As my face has gotten a little fuller, as gravity has started to take its turn, I've started to make more of a upward kind of motion with my makeup. Now I am going to set it. So I am going to take some translucent setting powder. When you're setting your makeup, I'm going to break on down for you the 3 different options that I have on sale this month. You can either set it with setting spray. This is fabulous if you want to keep more of a dewy to satin finish on your makeup. It will do whatever finish you have on your makeup, but this is my favorite when people are looking for more of that dewy finish. I do recommend, honestly, that everyone has a setting spray. It's just so, so good. Then I have my traditional translucent setting powder. This is a great product if you have a lot of texture and you don't want your texture shown. So you can right now see the physical aspect of my under eye bag. That is texture. All the coloring of concealer in the world will not conceal the fact that I've got this like bulging under eye bag because I'm tired. But having translucent, meaning see-through, essentially, setting powder will help diffuse the reflectiveness and will help diffuse the look of the physical. So if you have large pores, scarring, just uneven, patchy, textured skin, setting powder is going to be your jam. You can either get my translucent setting powder or my prime and set powder. So this is that 2-in-1. It can either be your primer or your setting product or both. This is really, really great for people who want to have a really matte look. It's kind of like a fan favorite right now is this translucent setting powder, and you can use it for 2-in-1. I will say that on the stick foundation, if you use stick foundation, I find that something oxidizes when you use this one with the stick foundation, and it makes your stick foundation a little bit darker. So I would choose this one over this for your setting product. But that being said, I'm going to go in and use this to set my face. Let's see. Janine says Enneagram can change over time and you can have wings. You could be a 2-wing 3. It's maternal but goal-oriented. You could also be a 6-wing 7 when you are highly loyal but still have a spontaneous side. Oh my gosh. I need to definitely do more. So with the Prime and Set powder, it is water encapsulated by powder. So it's a little like newfound makeup technology magic. So it's little water beads encapsulated by this special setting powder. It gives a nice cooling sensation to your skin. It blends in and melds to your skin really well, helping give that super duper blurring effect that I was talking about. What I will say is because there's water encapsulated by powder, you want to work in a small area at a time. With the other translucent powder, you can just dip your brush in it and just kind of swirl it all around like pixie dust and you're good to go. This one, because you really want to make sure that those little powder beads, make sure that they meld into your skin, I pour a little bit into my lid and I do a little tap and I work and I make sure that I've set all that area and then I continue to go on. So I'm not using an absorbent amount of product. I'm just working more in a small area at a time. Denise says, I've never done this Enneagram. Wonder what I would be. I forget my setting spray. What do you forget, Denise? You forget to apply it or you forget to order it? Let me know what it is. If you are needing to be mask proof, like if you need your makeup to hold on tight, Spider Monkey, for all my Twilight fans out there, and you need it to be good under your mask, get a powder. Get a setting powder. Either this one that I'm using right now or my regular translucent setting powder. You apply that and your makeup will not budge, will not get all over your mask and make a mess. All right, so it has mattified my look. I won't be having any oily breakouts, any sweaty breakouts, anything like that. My pores are not giant, and I am good to go. You get distracted, Denise. I love you. I love you so much. So after I have done my base face, and I've been talking forever, so I apologize, friends. I promise you this month I am going to be also making more short form videos because I know not everybody can watch like the entire live video. Some people like it. You hang out with me and we chat and we keep the conversation going, but other people are like, Mary, I want the information, but goodness gracious, I can't hang out with you the whole time. So I will be making videos on all these foundations, on the primer, on the setting products, but in short forms to help educate you or remind you about their uses. So after I've done my foundation, I go through and I do my brows. Some people do their brows prior to foundation. I do it after because my brows get all messy. They get the powder in it, they get all sorts of stuff. So I kind of comb through there. And then I also do my lashes. Now, if I wanted to fill in my brows with product, pencil, or pomade, I would do that now too. My brows are naturally very thick and full, so I do not always do it. But I am going to do some mascara because you all know mascara is my love. So I'm just going to take a little eyelash curler, do a little pump, 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 pump. You don't need to do this, but if you like the way that it looks, then I say go for it. I'll be taking my handy dandy Twisted Epic mascara with its 2 wands. I'll do my lower lashes first. Oh, thank you, Janine. Denise, I don't know if you can see, Janine posted the Enneagram quiz, so that way, oh yeah, you did. You said, thanks, Janine. Good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. You're just such a helpful friend. So, so helpful. By doing your lower lashes first, you are less likely to get your mascara on your upper eyelid and make a big old mess. So this little wand that I'm using that you can barely see because I've got my mirror in front of my face, it helps grab all those little lashes, which I love. Let's see. Come on, little cowlick. Get away. It helps separate them super nicely too. So when you're applying your mascara, have your mirror down below, and then that way when you're swiping up to air. So I get in really close, right to the base of those lashes, wiggle, and spin. Ruth says, I appreciate all the formats you do. Sometimes short is great, sometimes fun to hang out. Oh, thank you, Ruth. That is really helpful and kind. Thank you. Yeah, I did a question in my VIP group recently where I said, what do you prefer? And I got a lot of people saying videos, a few people saying photos, and I had a couple people message me and they said videos, but we want them short. So they're all over the place, which means I need to make sure that I make content in different ways. And that is okay. I can do that. Rachel says, I can't go without mascara. It's my must-have makeup item. So this is just with that little wand. Now what I like to do is I like to spin it by the silver, and I get the big wand, and I now go in for that added volume and drama. But the little wand was really cool because it grabbed all my little micro lashes, my beginning lashes and end lashes. But this adds the drama and the volume. Now I will say that my mascara does have biotin and keratin in it, so it's really going to help nourish those lashes from the inside out. Please, 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 if you have not gotten color matched by me, make sure you message me. You have a different shade generally between summer and winter, which honestly, I want to say you have a different shade fall and spring. A lot of people say, it's my summer shade, it's my winter shade, and the truth of the matter is right now in September, you are probably the darkest that you are all year because you spent so much time outside, and depending upon the weather where you are, you're probably still spending time outside. You might be spending more time outside because it's not super duper hot. So frequently in September, even though people will say, oh, you need to get your winter shade, I'm going to call it your fall shade. And then come April, you're probably your palest. So just keep that in mind that if you are someone, even if like me, you just get slightly darker. I mean, I go from translucent to pale. That, you may need 2 different shades. We can do some workarounds when you do more lighter coverage. Now, I did just get a smidge of mascara right there. So let me see if it's dry. It is. Take my little brush, bada bing, bada boom. And there you go, my friends. How exciting. Foundation all month long. I want you to feel so confident that even if you're not necessarily someone who wears a lot of makeup, that you will know that when you do wear makeup, you know that the right order, you know the right products, you know the right placement for everything. If you ever have a breakout or an age spot or things that make you feel less confident, because I tell you what, I put on makeup often to help me feel more confident. This time of year, I get a freckle mustache, my age spots really show. They do not make me feel confident, okay? When I add a little bit of makeup, There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. I feel like a bombshell. So thank you so much for tuning into this Minute with Mary. I hope that you enjoyed it. I am just going to put a little bit of lip plumper on. I'm not necessarily doing a lot of lip color right now. I'm kind of having more fun with color on my eyes. Probably next month I'm going to be playing with some lip colors. So if you're someone who's a lip lady, keep your eyes on next month as I'll be playing then. All right, my friends, have a great day. Thank you so much for your insight in what I should do about Hocus Pocus. I think I'm leaning towards applying and then seeing where it goes. So I really appreciate your perspective. And if you have any questions, reach out. Everything I showed today is available at minutewithmary.com, and I'll talk with you soon. Have a great day.